From Ash, Wild Thing.
Fast, basically a two-wheel drive go-kart, wedge shape with a 3-mech and a giant 6,000 RPM 12-kilo cutting disc, twice a series semi-finalist. Wild Thing, we may love you.
Roboteers, stand by.
Wild Thing and the Addams family, Nick, Dad, Isabel 14 and Jake who's 12, and Trouble and Strife, Peter Forsey, Jake his son and Mike Stokes. In the arena for the house robots, Matilda with a flywheel and the tusks. And if that's not gruesome enough, we have Shunt in there as well with the diamond-edged axe and the scoop.
3, 2, 1.
Wild Thing, heavier, faster, more experienced. You can see its red cutting disc, and if you look carefully, the green spinning disc of Trouble and Strife set lower on the machine. And if you look carefully as well, you can see some damage, I think, already caused to the armor of Trouble and Strife. Just a few scratches and dents. Wild Thing doing all the aggressive work. There's the front flipper of Trouble and Strife, powered by the 2-kilo CO2 cylinder. There are controls of Wild Thing. Nick Adams loves his radio, model car racing, and he loves his Wild Thing machine. Oh! For a minute there, I thought it was going to topple over. Has its own 3-mech, would have been all right, Wild Thing, but this is a struggle here for the experienced Wild Thing machine. Look at this. Went on the attack, was flipped. The spike actually balanced the machine and down they came, but a little bit of problem there for the wheel hub. Just bent and buckled, and should this go to the judges, that will count against Wild Thing. They've got a problem there, they're not running freely, and that wheel looks badly buckled. Wild Thing is in a real survival battle here now. Semi-finalists in the 3rd series of Robot Wars and the 4th. But here against newcomers, Trouble and Strife, in real trouble themselves, doing the pressing, doing the aggressive work. But they need now a KO, I think. Otherwise, Trouble and Strife could yet put the Addams family out. Almost edge into the CPZ there. Matilda, of course, awaits with the heavy flywheel. We've seen it cause so much damage in past Robot Wars. Certainly Trouble and Strife around the rear is damaged, and they were pushed in there to the CPZ and taking pressure and punishment from Shunt. That's a good drive by Wild Thing. I think Trouble and Strife will just survive and go to a referee's decision. It's going to be very, very close, and they've taken severe damage later on.
Well. That is definitely one for the judges. Wild Thing seeded 9. Could there be a turn-up for the books here? The judges will be looking at style, control, damage, and aggression. The judges have made their decision. It's really tense here, isn't it? You can cut the tension with a knife. Do you think you got it? What do you think, Jake? Do you think you got it now? No. Not sure? The judges have made a decision. The 9th seeds have scraped through. Wild Thing are the winners.
Skinning your teeth, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was tough for a first fight in a series. That was like a final type fight. They are a really fantastic robot.
It took an awful lot of damage as well.
Yeah, their design with that spinning disc was something that we had difficulty with, and they got some good hits in. So we got a bit of panel beating to do, and
you were kind of limping along. Your wheels are all wonky and everything.
Yeah, that's happened to us before. It's true. We kept going though, and yeah, I was trying to get them into the zone. We did get them in the end.
Yeah,
but it wasn't easy. I
think that's what swung it for you. You know, the fact you were just constantly coming back. You were sustaining a lot of damage, but you still kept coming back. You still kept pushing them. You got them into the CPZ in the end and shunted them.
Very hard fight. Very close.
What do you think? Your 9th seeds? Do you think you can go all the way this time?
I think we're going to try.
All righty. Oh, it's getting really exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Wild Thing.
Napalm and Wild Thing up next. Both sustained damage in the first round. What happened to you?
Well, many things happened to us in our first battle. Both of our axles and our wheels got bent, and the motor, the shaft snapped on our spinner disc. So but we fixed it all, and we should be all right now.
Okay, yeah?
From Ash, Wild Thing.
Hi, we're the Wild Thing team, and I'm Isabel. This is
Jake
and
Nick.
we've been here before, and we've upgraded the robots so that we now have a spinner disc, and we aim to win.
Roboteers, stand by.
Wild Thing, improved. Looked it too for Nick Adams, daughter Isabel and son Jake. Against David Crosby, Vicky Organ and Michelle Davey, and the Napalm machine. There it is. Very slow in victory against Warhog. House robots will pick up anything loose, anything vulnerable, dead metal with the pincer and the saw. And Shunt back again and hungry for more metal mayhem.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Wild Thing, first out of the traps, slamming straight into Napalm. 100 kilos, both machines. Napalm stopped in its tracks. Need to see some movement from Napalm. Wild Thing here. That disc does look very potent. Crumpling in on the side of Napalm and the titanium hull. And Napalm is going nowhere, very, very fast. Again, Wild Thing attacking. The bang of Napalm drops slowly, ponderously. Catches onto Wild Thing, onto the arm that they use as a streamer. Vicky, who loves her computer programming, got a program a response from Napalm. Nothing coming so far from the team from New Ash Green. There goes the pit release button, activated by Wild Thing. And now they're shaping for a push here. Push and shove Napalm all the way. Veering out towards the arena side wall, dodging the pit momentarily, but not for long. And that was on the guards from the word activate, disappearing in a cloud of steam. Napalm, Wild Thing the winners.
You're through to the heat finals. Happy about that? Yeah. Think you can go much further?
Well, yeah, the robot's working okay. It's quite quick and manoeuvrable.
It's very manoeuvrable.
Yeah, so that's one advantage we've got. So we'll keep on at it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, please raise the roof for Wild Thing.
They've got memories like elephants, these Roboteers. I don't know if you remember, but in the third war, Prizephita and Wild Thing were up against each other. You guys didn't stand a chance, did you?
Not with hope in hell.
No. But then you guys have never got past round one so far, have you?
No, we haven't.
So how are you feeling about the prospect of the semi-finals just there?
Well, we're just feet away, aren't we?
It's a nice way to look at it, very optimistic. You guys, however, top 8 last year. What are you feeling?
Well, it's nice to be up against them again. They know our weaknesses, we know theirs, so it should be a good fight. But obviously, we think we're going to win. But you never know what's going to happen out there.
You don't.
I think they got something up their sleeve.
Have you? You got something up your sleeves?
Not a lot.
No, but this is your chance to get them back.
Yeah, yeah,
All
certainly.
those battles ago.
We're going to try very, very hard, and if we achieve it, then, well, that's great, isn't it?
And have you got something up your sleeve?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No. Just a more powerful robot than last time, that's all.
Okay, well, it's done well so far. Good luck. The semi-finals, it's all to play for.
From Ash, Wild Thing. From Kesgrave, Prizefighter Mach 2. Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, the invincible Sir Killalot, heavy, crushing, dangerous. And Shunt, tigerish, dominating, dastardly.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
They may not have anything up their sleeve, but Prizefighter are hardly harmless. And they come forward now and immediately go on the attack on Wild Thing. Oh, Wild Thing got dangerously broadside on, and that's where a flipper can be its most destructive. Wild Thing, of course, here have the spinning disc, which can cause real mayhem to Armory. But Prizefighter and the Alcott boys, and there we can see Bill Moores, their great pals, seem to be okay withstanding that attack of Wild Thing, which still seems to be wobbly on the tyres and now flipped over. Prizefighter Fighter, dodging, dancing around the ring, and waited for the opportunity to get that jab in. Good boxing. In the Robot Wars arena, Wild Thing now is seeing stars. Has to get back into the fight and quickly. Flicked again. And once more. Now you need to get out of that CPZ, Prizefighter. Wild Thing in trouble, but Prizefighter opening itself up there momentarily for an attack by a house robot, but he's in underneath Wild Thing again. Prizefighter knocked out in the first round of Robot Wars 3 and Robot Wars 4. Wild Thing twice a series semi-finalist, but I don't think we'll be going through to the series semi-finals this time around. The wheel wobbles on top, underneath the wheel, churns and turns and tries to get some purchase on the arena floor to flip Wild Thing up and over. It's not going to happen. Prizefighter releasing the pit of doom. Wild Thing crashes down. Time is running out for you, Nick Adams. And daughter Isabel, who controls the Strife with Jake, who also has a hand on the spinning disc. They've got to push Prizefighter towards the pit. Wild Thing, can they come back in? Prizefighter digging in. Put the old brakes on there rather sharpish, didn't they? Dug in and saved themselves. And Nick Adams nearly pulled it out of the fire there. May yet do so. One tactic, push Prizefighter towards the pit. There will be irony in there because Prizefighter activated the pit release. What a good battle this has been. A fitting heat final. Tremendous stuff for a place in the series. Semi-finals later on, of course. Wild Thing, as the second stick down, tries to push Prizefighter into an angle grinder. Gonna go to the judges. Very, very close. Prizefighter dominant early on. The Wild Thing fighting back well. Terrific stuff.
Guys, this is for a place in the semi-finals. Hey, you're right, tension, tension, tension. You remember the look at it, style, control, damage, and aggression. They've gone for Wild Thing! What a robot. Well, you're a very lucky girl, aren't you?
Going through again.
Hey, going through again. You're in the series semi-finals. How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
Did you think you were out?
Yeah, for a bit.
I tell you what, your self-writer works.
It does work.
And
yeah.
it works, and it works, and it works.
Oh yeah, they
flipped you over, you came back up, they flipped you over, came back up, they flipped you onto your side, you almost went out, and yet you still got the decision.
We did. Well, then we got strong towards the end, I think.
Towards the end.
We kept Adam, so aggression, yeah, we're good at aggression.
You're good at aggression.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because you're Wild Thing! Give it up for them, ladies and gentlemen.
From Ash, Wild Thing.
The giant cutting disc is a weighty 12 kilos. It spins at 6,000 RPM with two blades, because twice the slice is nice, wedge-shaped, and will go fast on those go-kart wheels.
Roboteers, stand by.
At the controls of Chaos 2, George Francis has only failed to make the series final once in 4 attempts. Wild Thing, the Addams Family, Nick, Isabel and Jake. In the arena for the house robots, key factor for Dead Metal, the weapon synergy between pincer and saw. Key factor for Shunt in the arena, it hates everything that moves.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Good old battle this, eh? Chaos, nifty, as I said, quicker than Wild Thing. Flipping Wild Thing. In underneath. Wild Thing technically with a 0 ground clearance. That doesn't really matter again. Our poor old pit release. Tyres come off the arena sidewall. Chaos 2's flipped over. Can right, of course. Using that hugely powerful CO2 front flipper at the Strife. Wild Thing topple once again. This is furious, fast, frenetic action in the Robot Wars semi-final arena. They turn, they twist, they manoeuvre. The buzzer sounds. That means the pit is descending quickly. They have to avoid it here. Towards Francis to the controls of Chaos 2. Dancing the dance with Wild Thing's Nick Adams, dad to Isabel. And Jake Adams, who've grown up around the Robot Wars arena. Wild Thing under pressure. Semi-finalist in Series 3, beaten by Panic Attack. Semi-finalist in Series 4, beaten by Hypnotist. Semi-finalist in Series 5. Will they be beaten by Chaos 2? Oh, almost turning turtle. But Nick Adams can bring Wild Thing back onto the attack. They slam, they crash. Sparks fly. It's brilliantly good pushed back, just surviving George Francis. In comes Dead Metal, in comes Shunt. Slamming down there, onto the top of Wild Thing, almost lost underneath the House Robots. Chaos 2 with the flipper wedged in underneath. Wild Thing, moments ago on the verge of victory, now fighting for survival perhaps. Chaos 2, once again bumping and barging. Wild Thing is tossed, will self-right, levering itself up on that arm. Tries to get the 6,000 RPM spinning disc into action. They are still here, courageously fighting back, and Chaos 2 again, toppled onto its side. How did they stay out? How on earth did they survive another onslaught? Look at this. Surely they must go into the pit of oblivion. And George Francis breathes again and lives another Robot Wars life. The clock is ticking down on one of the most bruising and thrilling Robot Wars battles I can ever remember. Fantastic.
The judges have made their decision. Now, you know what they're looking at. They're looking at style, control, damage, and aggression. The one thing I'm surprised about is its unanimous decision. And it's gone. It's a Chaos 2! What'd you say?
Never mind.
I don't know how that was unanimous. They flipped you over, they flipped you over, they flipped you over. They couldn't get you out of the arena. And then, twice, it looked like you'd got them in the pit. And one time, the second time, it looked like, because you thought they were in the pit, you kind of backed off, didn't you?
Backed off because we thought they were falling in.
Because the pyro went, and you thought they were in the pit, and somehow, miraculously, they kind of... They drove back out. Wasn't that the best fight you've ever been in?
Well, from up here, it was fantastic, and I hope it looks great from the audience, but it was marvellous. A really, really good fight, and it went the whole distance. And we towards the end, I thought we were getting the upper hand, but...
Towards the end, I thought you were the stronger robot.
Yeah,
I thought
so.
You were starting to push them around.
Yeah.
You were almost getting them into the pit. The flipper had lost its power, so he wasn't using his flipper. He was on the ropes, man. It was survival.
But he really hits about at the beginning. I guess that's when the punches counted.
Yeah, but look, you're not out yet, you know. You've got one more bite of the cherry. You're in the losers' melee. And the winner of that will go through to the final.
Let's hope so.
Oh, my nerves are like this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go for Wild Thing!
Watch your backs. Now, this phenomenal driver here. Are you going to take the others out? Of course you are.
Yeah, sure. We're just going to go completely, I don't know, ballistic and wild.
Wild.
And out of control and just...
But have you got the weaponry to take the others out?
Yeah, sure we have. We can push them around. I mean, that's a weapon. You don't just have to smash them to bits.
Okay, you don't just have to smash them to bits.
Roboteers, stand by.
What will happen here to Spawn again? Darren Ball and Luke Jackman roughed up by Razor in their last battle. Wild Thing beaten by the judges, and Chaos 2 and S3 in the pit by Bigger Brother. Nick Adams at the controls of Wild Thing, Pete Alsop with the S3 controls. Sergeant Bash, uncontrolled, flamethrower and pincers. Totally out of control. Shunt will try and get you totally out of here.
3, 2, 1.
It'll be mayhem. S3 moves from the right-hand side. Spawn again coming in from the left. S3 in the middle at the moment, spinning away, trying to get that hugely powerful, vertically mounted disc into play. On the front of Spawn again. Slicing, bashing. Wild Thing took damage. So did Spawn against front flipper. Previously already damaged by Razor. Well, they're gang up on Wild Thing, it would seem here. Is it a process of elimination? Gang up on one, then take on t'other. Wild Thing squeezes between the two. There we can see Nick Adams at the controls. Chasing down on Spawn again. The S3, 1,000 RPM, 20 kilo, 18-inch diameter snatch weapon, they call it, the spinning blade. Rotating, looking fearsome. Spawn again, momentarily silenced and stilled. Up goes its flipper, down goes the pit, released there. S3 on the charge on Wild Thing. Who's nearest the pit? Wild Thing dances away. What is that next to the pit? Something's come off. S3 on the attack. It's Spawn again being counted out by the ref bot. These two will be left to fight it out then for a place in the next battle. Spawn again, they've been counted out by the ref bot. We're down to 2. Wild Thing and S3, only one to survive. They're in the same control pod. Wild Thing, the aggressor, the more experienced here of the two, I would say. Previous semi-finalists on 2 occasions. S3 has the weaponry. Spawn again has the long way home via the pit, says Sergeant Batch. Down you go. That's the last we'll see this series of Spawn again. And I think the judges will have to decide the winners of S3 and Wild Thing. Who stays in? Who goes out? Cease. I don't have to make the decision. The real brains do.
The judges have made a decision. One robot has a tick, the other one has a nasty cross. Now, they've been looking at style, control, damage, and aggression. And on control and style, Wild Thing won. But they have said that the damage inflicted by S3 to Wild Thing was so great, they've gone for S3! You're being very gracious. You were about that much away from beating Chaos 2.
Well, that's right. That was a great fight. This was a good one too, and S3 were better than I expected them to be. They must have tweaked their drive system or something. But the blade, yeah, it's caused some damage to our robot. I don't know how much, but
it's kind of ripped it apart, really.
Well, no, that's
the whole of the
inside
whole of the right-hand side
nothing
seems
inside there. But just like in the other fights, we were all over them at the end.
You've got these long-lasting batteries in yours. It just goes on and on and on towards the end.
We pushed them down one CPZ down, and then down to the other end again. And I think they got a bit of damage.
That's why you won on control, you know. You had a second bite of the cherry in the melee, having lost to Chaos 2, and you haven't pulled it off. You're great competitors, a lovely team. The audience love you. Let's go crazy for Wild Thing!